Hello everyone, today I'm doing a comparison between the Nanami 7 Seas Writer and the Cafe notebook. So these both are made by Nanami paper. They both use Tomoe River paper, and Nanami has successfully sold the 7 Seas Writer for quite a few years, and this is actually the second edition, I believe, of the 7 Seas Writer. So I bought this about at least 3 years ago, if not longer, and it still has bookmarks, page markers, which I kind of miss in the new version because I love to have bookmarks, especially when you have, this is close to 500 pages, 480 pages to be exact, so it's kind of nice to have this to know where you're at when you write. And yeah, as you can see, main difference, the size and the amount of pages that you have in these two notebooks. So this one has 480 and this one has 384 pages. As you can see, it's quite a bit thicker than the Cafe. And you can also see the color difference already. This uses white Tomoe River paper. This uses ivory colored or cream colored Tomoe River paper since it's an older version. And here's the spine, both of them. Here's the top, and here you can see roughly how much larger the 7 Seas Writer is than the Cafe. It's quite a bit bigger. It's also quite a bit heavier. So this was a bit harder to lug around, and where this is much more compact and a lot lighter than this one. Actually, it's at least almost not half the weight, but just 2/3, if not more, between 2/3 and half of the weight of this one. So it's feels considerably lighter. I didn't weigh them, maybe I'm wrong, but this is just how it feels in my hands just holding them. And there's also difference in the cover. This is more black, where this is more like a dark gray, and even though you see texture in this cover, it feels completely smooth, where this has actual texture that you can feel. I'm not sure if the camera picks this up, but this is, yeah, rougher, more textury. Maybe they have changed the cover by now, since this is over 3 years old and a different version of it. Yeah, it's quite a bit smoother and slightly different color. And the most important thing is the difference in the paper. As you can see, they both have the same type of cream colored cover paper, like a thicker cover page right there. It's exactly the same. And but the paper is totally different in terms of the coloring. I hope the camera picks this up, because I know my lighting is natural and a little bit yellow, but I think you can see this. So they both have 7mm lines with a margin around the edges, but this is White Tomoe River paper with blue lines, and then this is cream colored Tomoe River paper with sepia lines, and you can see the difference there. And this also feels just a tad more smooth to me. Maybe it's just me, but it's just very slightly, but it has a bit more of a slickness to it than this paper, even though supposedly it's the same 52-gram Tomoe River paper, just in a different color, but it just feels slightly smoother. And I personally prefer this color a lot more because it's easier on the eyes, and the lines is slightly more subtle. You can barely see them on the camera, whereas this is really, there's more of a contrast between the white paper and the yellow lines, and it's just harder to look at this paper. In my opinion, it's kind of bright and in your face, where this is much more subdued, just a nicer coloring. But that is my personal preference. Maybe you prefer the white paper because you want more true color, like a more true colored reflection of the ink that you're using, whereas this might distort the color slightly with your ink, where this might really show you the true color of the ink that you're using if you're using fountain pens. Both of them extremely fountain pen friendly notebooks. And I'm still excited to use this because it's really easy to just carry around and take with me on the go, whereas this one was often a little bit too heavy to just carry with me. I did not use a protective cover for this notebook, and it held up just beautifully. I also did a durability video on this one. If you're interested, go check it out on my channel. I also did in-depth reviews of both of these, so all the videos on my channel if you want to know more and more details and see writing sample. And both of these both come with pink blotter paper. And yeah, so this was my comparison between the Seven Seas Writer and the Cafe notebook, both made by Nanami paper. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. And for more notebook videos, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.